president posting on Truth Social this evening after reviewing the details of what he calls the unserious and ridiculous demands from Democrats. I've decided that no meeting with their congressional leaders could possibly be productive. Is that the right move right now?
Well, right now, look, what the Democrats are trying to do is undo everything that we got and did in the big, beautiful bill, you know, the tax cut for working families. And so, no, it's a non-starter. You know, the Democrats are asking for $1 trillion more in spending. That's something that we just can't do. You know, I agree with your reporter. There has to be some give and take because we do need to get 7 Democrats on the Senate side. But you know, their demands are just way too much, and it's impossible. Right now, the House shipped to the Senate a clean continuing resolution, basically operating under the same principles that we've been operating for the last 9 months. The big beautiful bill, those provisions start taking effect. But no, we're not going to. We worked too hard to pass that bill that gives tax breaks to the majority of working Americans, also extends the Trump era tax cuts. If we didn't do that, it would have been the largest tax increase in American history, and we're not going to undo that, and that's what the Democrats are asking us to do.
So, Congressman, are there any compromises that you're willing to make?
Yeah, look, one of the things that you talked about was the premiums on the ACA and the Affordable Care Act, and so I'm in support of that, and I think a number of my colleagues are in support. Doesn't mean all of them are. We have some issues there. There could be a way to pay for that, and that's something that I certainly would consider. So there are ways that we can compromise, but we're not going to. It's not going to be $1 trillion of additional spending that we're going to agree to. If the government shuts down, it's on the Democrats. Like I said, we sent them a clean CR, a clean continuing resolution. There weren't any no gotchas in there. Just this is the way we've been operating. Here we go. We're going to operate the same way. You know, and we're asking. I think it's only like a month and a half, if that, of this CR, so that we have another month and a half to go through appropriations process, and then come November, late November. Then either we have our appropriations done or we have to look at another CR. But we need to keep the government running. It's if the government doesn't run, a lot of people are going to get hurt. And frankly, I'm a Republican, but it's on the Democrats this time because the Republican House passed a clean CR.
Well, of course, it went to the Senate, and it failed in the Senate, and a Democratic version also failed in the Senate. And we had our ears open when Chuck Schumer showed up on TV this morning. An open collar minority leader on Morning Joe on MSNBC, Congressman, had this to say about it.
We know how bad it is. And we're asking something very simple, Joe, for the president to sit down and talk with us. You know, he's not the king. He can't just dictate what happened. He said he doesn't need Democrats. Well, then he doesn't know how to count, because there are 60 votes in this Senate that you need to pass this, and he's got 53.
The Senate's got a bigger problem at the moment, it seems like, Congressman. And I know that the House is not back until after the deadline. Is it incumbent on the Senate to finish the job here?
Look, I think if the Senate comes up with a CR and bounces it back to the House, I'm sure that the Speaker is going to call us back as soon as we get that, so that we can vote on it. If something that Senate Republicans can agree to and actually get a 60-vote threshold, I think the Speaker will call us back, and we're going to try to get back as soon as possible.
For that?
Oh, heck yeah, man! That's what I get paid to do. So anytime the Speaker wants us back, we'll be back. And last thing we want to do is have a government shutdown. Yeah.
Congressman, the shooting at an ICE facility in Dallas is the latest tragic example of political violence. As a lawmaker, what steps are you taking to help turn down the temperature in political rhetoric right now?
Well, look, I mean, the political violence that we're seeing right now, I think a lot of it is fueled by some of the rhetoric. I think we need to speak to each other in a more civil tone, but also, some of the stuff that's been talked about ICE agents, that they're Gestapo and Nazis and stuff like that. Hey, that riles people up, and so I would ask my colleagues on the other side, hey, I think you need to tone that down. There is never an excuse for political violence. Our founding fathers created this country. They wanted debate. They wanted robust debate, but they wanted that debate to be settled at the ballot box, not through violence. And those are the principles that we have to get back to. Yeah, we can disagree with each other. We can disagree with each other in a very vociferous way, very robust way, very passionate way, but never, ever, ever resort to violence. And somehow that message has to, be pushed, throughout the land. And these acts of political violence from the right, from the left, from whoever, need to be rejected by both sides as forcefully as we can.
Congressman, I've got less than a minute, and I don't want to have to cut you off, but of course you were born in Havana in 1954, and I know that free speech means something to you.
Don't tell everybody that.
The
Jesus.
government.
Okay.
Are you worried the American government is no longer tolerating the First Amendment?
No, look, I was speaking against censorship during the last administration, where the government was actually involved in trying to shut down dissenting points of view. I don't agree with the government getting involved at all in censorship. I mean, it's against the First Amendment. Whoever does it.
Got it.
And so this is not just something that supposedly started now.
Well,
this happened
your
also in
insights
the
on
previous
that,
administration.